Profile share via email report story. Last chapter. Hope you enjoy. P. 3rd Pav. He couldn't believe how long it's been since Ochako left. It's only been 4 months, but to Izuku, it's been 4 years. Everything just got worse for Izuku since she left. Bakugo actually stopped bullying Izuku last month. Kirishima managed to control the boy's anger and pride. So, Bakugo just laid off. Everyone's super kind and happy. Izuku, though, doesn't know what there is to be happy about. Sure, he is grateful that Bakugo stopped picking on him, along with everyone that took part in the act. He is happy that he has friends, ones that barely talk to him, but he thinks that part is his fault. Izuku never really takes part in class conversations, so he just sits at his desk, alone, drawing in his notebook. It's just been miserable for him lately. Aizawa walked into the classroom to stat class. Life is harsh, but you can make it through. He always heard the phrase, you've got to get past the storm to see the sun, but easier said than done. The storm can sometimes be too harsh, strong, rough. But Izuku knows he can get through it. The worst part of the months is the walk back to the dorms and, whenever he wants to visit his mom, the walk back home. The trail full of memories hurt. He knows she's not dead, but it still hurt knowing that he might not be able to see her ever again. It's up to the universe to decide, and knowing by how the universe has been treating him, they'll never see each other ever again. Midoriya looks up at the sky. Birds fly above him as he remembers the time he talked with Ochako about being a bird. She really is as pretty as a white dove. Izuku looked back at the ground and sighed. He feels as if he needs to get over her. Thinking about her in this moment is making him happy, but sad at the same time. He can't even talk to her anymore. He has tried countless of times to text her and call her, but no reply. Now what he does these days is fill her in on what's going on in his life at the moment and in the end, ask her hopeless questions. Questions that'll never get an answer. Ochako's parents watched Ochako wash off her plate and practically drag herself to her room. Mr. Uraraka ignored his daughter's actions and continued eating his dinner, while his wife didn't push it off so easily. Honey, why are you doing this? Mrs. Uraraka said in a worried tone of voice. Mr. Uraraka stopped eating his dinner and looked up at his wife as if nothing's wrong. Doing what? He asked in a tone of voice that almost sounds defensive. Mrs. Uraraka put a hand on her right cheek. Honey, you know what you're doing. And I know you know that what you're doing is not right. We don't have money to just throw away like this. Mrs. Uraraka threw her hands in the air. Mr. Uraraka raised a brow. We're not throwing away money. We live here now, he stated, going back to eating his dinner. Mrs. Uraraka furrowed her brows. No, we do not live here now. We live back in Musudafu, not here. We both know that none of us is happy here. She tried to get through to her husband. He was overreacting and, overall, acting childish. I'm happy here, and Ochako will be too if she stops being so hung up on that boy. The father tried to explain. Mrs. Uraraka almost got angry at the reply she got. You're just creating issues between you and her. Why can't you accept the fact that she loves that boy? We know the reason behind everything they did. So why are you denying everything? Mrs. Uraraka yelled. The man got angry and stood up. I am not denying everything. I am just trying to protect my daughter. I don't get why she's so angry at me and why you're getting angry at me. The man yelled back at his wife. She stood up as well. Because you're being selfish. They only acted up in middle school because the middle school was crap and they didn't like how the teachers treated them. And they were just kids. Half of the time they got blamed for something they didn't do. When they got in trouble for pulling pranks on that Bakugo boy, it was because they were trying to defend themselves, and we both know that's true because that Bakugo boy has been non-stop bullying Izuku. That position they were in back at the house, she wasn't lying, they tripped. Honey, we both know Izuku's not like that, he won't take advantage of our daughter. Mrs. Uraraka explained. Promoted stories. You'll also like The Unexpected Bakugo X Uraraka. 184K 6.5K in quad. Most people want to be circled by safety, not by the unexpected. The unexpected can take you out, but the unexpected can also take you over and change your life. P. My Yellow 18 plus. 39.4K 661. Izuku Midoriya, a soldier in the military, finally goes home after 13 years of staying as an active duty. Blank, an Izuku x Ochako romance story, living in AQ. My best friend is my lover Izu Ocha. 11K155. Deku, Ochako, and Bakugo are childhood friends. However, Deku has a crush on Ochako in their middle school years. However, Bakugo knows that Deku has a crush on her. A million reasons. Izwocha fanfic. Under 70.9K988. Ochako Uraraka and Izuku Midoriya have always had feelings for each other, but they never wanted to admit it. They have always wanted to find opportunities to tell each. My feelings for you Izwocha short story. 31.3K 587. Ochako Uraraka has been best friends with Izuku Midoriya since their first year at Ua High School. She has also had a crush on him since then, but has never told him. BU. Open hollow corner bracket SS. Close hollow corner bracket. Izwocha. 12.2K 416. And quad, Ochako, I love you with all my heart. Will you please go to prom with me? And quad. Ochako Uraraka isn't your avenue. Stay with me tilde tilde and Izwocha. 68.4K 1.1K and quad. Please don't do this, I need you. Please, stay with me and quad. Izuku and Ochako are close friends who both like each other. They become closer and closer, then trage. Mr. Uraraka gritted his teeth. She was right, about everything. But his head doesn't want his daughter to go back to Izuku. But he doesn't understand why. Maybe, he was just scared of his daughter leaving him. He doesn't know. The man sighed and looked at the ground. He really was selfish. I understand, he slowly said. Mrs. Uraraka's eyes lit up with hope. Just seeing that, he feels like such a jerk. He just moved away, forced his family to leave everything behind, and for his own selfish reasons. The guilt welled up in his stomach. Ochako was just laying in her bed, staring up at the ceiling. She's not gonna call it her ceiling, because that is not her ceiling. Her ceiling is back at Musudafu. She sighed, tears welling up in her eyes. She rubbed her eyes before they could leave. Then, suddenly, her dad entered the room. Out of all the things he said, she wouldn't have expected what came out of his mouth. I want your things packed by tomorrow. She had her things packed by midnight. Dash 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 dot. The girls of Class 1A walked down the sidewalk. Ya know, it's nice whenever it's just us girls and no boys. Mina stated with her hands behind her head. Jiro scoffed. We never really talked to the boys anyway. Jiro stated. Some of the girls nodded with some disagreeing. Mina giggled a little. They haven't been out like this ever since Ochako left. Since then, things just haven't been the same. The girls seemed more distant from each other. Midoriya hasn't said a word. Bakugo calmed a little. The boys even made a bet on Midoriya's quietness. Whoever gets Izuku to smile first gets $100. So far, anyone who has tried, has failed. The girls make it to an ice cream shop. They got their ice creams and stood in the shop for a little bit, talking about anything and everything. After all, it has been a while since they last talked like this. A bell chimed as the door to the little shop opened, signaling that someone has entered the shop. They ordered their ice cream, got the ice cream and sat at a little table to eat it, alone. The girls paid no mind to the person and continued talking and eating their ice cream. Soon, the girls left the shop and walked down the sidewalk again. So, we went and got ice cream. What's next? Asked Toru. Mina thought for a minute. Any of you girls want to go and do something? Mina asked, holding her chin. We could go to the park, Sue suggested. Mina shook her head. Nah, kinda boring. The girls continued thinking. Cafe, Momo asked. No one wanted to go to a cafe at the moment. Mina shrugged. Well, guess we can go back to the dorms and do something, she said. The girls all nodded. Hey guys, even after we graduate, let's be friends, forever, Mina said, stretching out her arms. The girls all agreed. Sounds like a plan, Jiro said, smiling. The sun set as they made it back to the dorms to go fail at cooking a batch of cupcakes. Dash 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 dot. Midoriya laid down in bed, throwing an arm over his head. Today, he decided to stay with his mother at home. He had nothing for him at the dorms. He sighed as he got out his phone. Broccoli, I know you'll never respond. I don't even know why I still do this. Well, today is a 5-month anniversary. Not since you left, but since we started dating. The first time, the day we kissed on that hill under the stars. I gotta say, that was the happiest night of my life. I've never felt happier than that night. I wish you were here. I miss you more than you could ever imagine. If I ever do see you again, I'm gonna hug you, and never let go anyway. Other than the lovey-dovey stuff, today I got to eat katsudon. You know how that's my favorite. Though, it was nothing that special. Speaking of special, nothing special happened today. I don't even know why I'm texting you. I feel like I'm getting desperate. For anything, you don't even have to say a word. Just, even a letter or a period would do. I'm going crazy. Sorry to bother whoever has her number now. I promise this is the last one. Yours forever, Izuku Midoriya. He clicked send as a few tears rolled down his face. His phone dinged. It was a text. Red boy. Hey, haven't talked in a while. Just came to check up on you. Izuku thought about replying, but, knowing that if he did say anything he would have to carry out a conversation, he didn't say anything back. Izuku put his phone down and exited his room after wiping off his tears. He grabbed a piece of bread and sat on the couch. The sun was setting and just about to go down, so he didn't have anything else to do today and his mom was getting ready to go to bed. Izuku turned on the TV to find something to watch. Finding nothing, he turned off the TV and finished his bread in silence. The doorbell suddenly rang. Thinking it was one of his friends, he sluggishly got off the couch and walked over to his front door. But what is his friends coming over to his house for at this time of night? He grabs the door handle. Hesitant to open it, he clutches it harder, and turns it to open the door, not really ready to face what's beyond the door. But what he didn't expect. was to see the shining chocolate eyes he fell in love with. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you for reading, voting, and everything else. Just, thank you so much. Weird Kid, where stories live. Discover now.